Hey everyone, and welcome back to Red Team Basics. In our first episode, we talked about what red teaming is all about. Today, we're diving into something super crucial for any aspiring hacker: building your own safe hacking lab. Think of it as your digital dojo, your playground for learning and practicing those sweet penetration testing skills without, accidentally bringing down a government website. So, why do you even need a lab? Well, imagine trying to learn martial arts without a sparring partner or a practice dummy. It's pretty tough, right? You need a controlled environment to experiment, to break things, and more importantly, to learn how to fix them. A personal lab gives you exactly that. It's a safe space to test out different tools, understand how vulnerabilities work, and develop your attack methodologies without risking any real-world systems. Plus, it's legal. We're all about staying on the right side of the digital fence here. Remember, unauthorized access is a big no-no, and we'll talk more about staying legal later. Alright, so what do you need to get started? The core of your lab will be virtualization. This is where we create virtual computers within your existing computer. It's like having a bunch of mini computers running inside your main one. The king of this castle for beginners is VirtualBox. It's free, it's powerful, and it's relatively easy to use. You can download it from Oracle's website. Once you have VirtualBox installed, you'll need some operating systems to play with. The first OS you'll want is Kali Linux. Kali is a Debian-based Linux distribution specifically designed for digital forensics and penetration testing. It comes preloaded with hundreds of security tools, from network scanners to password crackers. It's like a Swiss Army knife for hackers. You can download the ISO image from the Kali Linux website. Just make sure you're downloading it from the official source to avoid any dodgy versions. Once you have VirtualBox and the Kali Linux ISO, you can create your first virtual machine. In VirtualBox, you'll create a new machine, select Linux as the type, and then choose Debian 64-bit or 32-bit depending on the Kali image you downloaded. Then you'll point VirtualBox to the Kali Linux ISO file you downloaded and follow the installation prompts. It's pretty straightforward, just like installing any other operating system. Now, Kali Linux is your attacker machine. What about something to attack? This is where vulnerable virtual machines come in. These are operating systems intentionally designed with security flaws, making them perfect practice targets. The most famous one to start with is Metasploitable 2. This is an older Linux distribution from Rapid7, packed with known vulnerabilities. It's a fantastic way to learn how to exploit common weaknesses without the risk of damaging anything. You can find Metasploitable 2 on Rapid7's website or through various security resources online. Just download the virtual appliance, which is usually a pre-configured VM that you can import directly into VirtualBox. After importing Metasploitable 2, you'll have two VMs, your Kali attacker machine and your Metasploitable target. The next step is to set up your network. You don't want these VMS directly exposed to your home network or the internet. In VirtualBox, you can create an internal network. This creates a private network that only exists between your virtual machines. So your Kali box can see and interact with Metasploitable, but nothing else on your actual network can see them, and they can't accidentally reach out to the wider internet. To do this, go to your VirtualBox settings, select the network adapter for both your Kali and Metasploitable VMs, and choose Internal Network from the dropdown. Give them the same network name like Hack Lab. With your network configured, you can now start exploring. Boot up both Kali and Metasploitable. From your Kali machine, you can use tools like Nmap to scan Metasploitable and discover open ports and services. Then you can use tools like Metasploit Framework, which is already installed in Kali, to exploit those vulnerabilities. It's a hands-on way to see how attacks are carried out and how defenses work. As you get more comfortable, you can expand your lab. There are tons of other deliberately vulnerable VMS out there. You can find VMs with specific types of vulnerabilities, like web application flaws, Think DVWA, damn vulnerable web application, or Windows vulnerabilities. You can even set up older, unpatched versions of Windows or Linux if you want to practice exploiting common enterprise-level weaknesses. And just remember to always download from trusted sources and keep them isolated on your internal network. Now about staying legal. This is the most important part of building your lab. Your lab is for practice and learning on systems you own or have explicit permission to test. Never, ever point your hacking tools at systems you don't have authorization for. That includes your neighbor's Wi-Fi, your company's network, unless you're part of the authorized security team, or any website or server on the internet that you haven't been given explicit permission to test. Think of it this way. Your lab is your private shooting range. You wouldn't go shooting at random houses, would you? Same principle applies here. Stick to your lab and you'll be safe and sound. So, to recap. 1. For safe, legal, hands-on practice and learning. 2. VirtualBox for virtualization. 3. Kali Linux for its vast array of security tools. 4. Vulnerable VMs like Metasploitable2 to practice attacks. 5. Use VirtualBox's internal network feature to isolate your lab. 6. Only practice on systems you own or have explicit permission to test. Building your lab might seem a bit daunting at first, but trust me, it's the best investment you can make in your penetration testing journey. It's where the real learning happens. In our next episode, we'll start exploring some of the basic tools you can use within your new lab. Until then, happy hacking and stay safe.